The cheaper and easier way to vaccinate people. AstraZeneca and the University of Oxford produced it for emergency use. Now, the vaccine will be distributed through the WHO's COVAX program. It would go to countries with no access to any COVID vaccines to date.
The Pentagon's now sending more troops to help distribute the COVID-19 vaccine. The Defense Secretary's authorized 20 more teams to help FEMA, and that brings the total number of troops at vaccination sites up to 4,700. Last week, teams started working in vaccination sites in California, and yesterday a team was sent to New Jersey.
All right, making the best out of a bad situation in New Orleans. With no Mardi Gras parades this year, people are dressing up their house for Yardi Gras. You see this? Yeah, it started as a social media joke, but then Megan Boudreau tweeted she would turn her house into a float, and listen to this. Now 3,000 homes are doing it as well.
I'm definitely overwhelmed just how over the top the response has been.
And to help the community, some homeowners hired out-of-work artists or rented props from struggling float companies. And now some people, Lindsay, say they hope this tradition lasts every year no matter what.
It's like Christmas lights for Mardi Gras.
Christmas,
you know?
Halloween, that you just decorate everywhere.
Yeah, I like it.
Our Southwest Florida county is ready for mass vaccinations. Coming up next at 6, how some are prepping to get more people the shot.
Plus, getting paid to post you sleeping online. And new at 6 o'clock, how one man made $16,000 in one night, but at what cost?
And working to answer your questions ahead of tax season, the important tips to know before you file for 2020.
Grab that Wink weather app. You're going to need it throughout the day. Meteorologist Matt Devitt's in next with when we'll see that rain move out of our area.
.92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue. They're searching, they're grasping at straws because they've been trying other products and they've bought something that they thought was going to help solve their problem, and it didn't.
You're listening to Beth, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
A client came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. He literally walked in with a handful of products and said, "This is what I've been wearing." I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?"
For over 20 years, we've been helping people live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
I'm just sad that he spent so many years with so much discomfort. I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
It starts with a call. With one call, you can start seeing your future more clearly. If your financial picture is cloudy because you're getting conflicting tax, investment, and estate planning advice, help is a call or a click away. Annex Wealth Management's team works to get your investment plan in line with your tax plan and your estate plan. Build confidence with one team working to create one comprehensive plan as a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Wealth Management. One team, one plan, one fee. AnnexWealth.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler McDaniel.
And I'm Brad McDaniel.
We're the second generation of Kenmark Air.
Along with our father, Ken McDaniel, we're celebrating 25 years of service in Southwest Florida. For the next 25 days, we're offering $25 service calls, $25 maintenance, and 25% off high-quality Maytag systems.
For our 25th anniversary specials, call Kenmark Air, 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040.
And online at kenmarkair.com. License number CAC 057163.
Being the most experienced, Dr. David C. Brown's Eye Centers of Florida has conducted many FDA studies since 1971, including the first to perform laser cataract surgery, multifocal lens for cataracts, HD lens for distance clarity and accuracy, genetic screening for macular degeneration, the studies for implantable contact lenses, and dozens more. A world of better vision is right here in Southwest Florida. Dr. David C. Brown's Eye Centers of Florida, clearly the right choice.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Dave Anthony, Fox News. While much of the country is dealing with frigid and or snowy and icy conditions, A tornado hit North Carolina overnight, killing at least 3 people, injuring 10, doing damage in the Wilmington area. Bitter cold is being blamed for 2 deaths in Texas.
The unprecedented situation sparking a demand for power that the state's electrical grid just couldn't keep up with. Rolling blackouts have been implemented as cities like Dallas and Austin experiencing temperatures in the single digits, forcing some residents to sleep in their cars. Now, part of the problem, frozen wind turbines.
Fox's Carly Shimka's winter storm and a freeze or ice warning stretch from Texas to Alabama, up to Michigan, over to Maine and parts of Minnesota. It's almost 40 below zero. More than a month after the deadly Capitol attack, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says they will set up a commission to probe what happened.
This after the Speaker already tasked retired General Russell Honore to investigate. And such a commission would be similar to the one Congress created in the wake of the 2001 terrorist attack. And already there is bipartisan support.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. Iran's denying any role in the rocket attack in Iraq that left an American service member injured. 1 civilian contractor was killed. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is pushing back on allegations he covered up nursing home deaths in this COVID crisis.
There is nothing to investigate. I'm telling you.
Insisting all the COVID deaths are accounted for and pushing back on criticism of an order of his in March sending COVID patients from hospitals to nursing homes.
COVID did not get into the nursing homes by people coming from hospitals.
Now, Cuomo says he cooperated with the federal probe and told state lawmakers to hold off on theirs, but even some of his fellow Democrats are angry. Assemblyman Ron Kim.
We have a moral duty to speak up against their egregious actions and hold everyone involved accountable, including the governor.
America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
There's a crash in North Fort Myers at Bayshore Road and State Road 31. A right turn lane on 31 is blocked heading onto Bayshore Road. And we are slowing down on Lehigh Acres and East Lehigh on Jaguar, bumper to bumper east of Eisenhower to Columbus Boulevard. A slowdown as well on Bell Boulevard heading north of State Road 82. And Leland Heights is unusually busy this morning. Slowdowns just to the east of Richmond Avenue heading to Bell Boulevard. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, thanks for a cold front passing by. Scattered rain for this morning, but eventually rain chances wrap up by the second half of the day with some slightly drier air moving in. Temperatures for your Tuesday in the 70s. Then we are back up into the 80s with a bump up in humidity for your Wednesday. Even a few spotty showers are going to be possible inland throughout the day. 80s, breezy for your Thursday. Chance of rain with a cold front on Friday, and that actually sets up lows in the 40s with some chilly weather by Saturday morning. Nice and sunny throughout the day with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Most people that buy their own health insurance think once they have chosen their ACA plan during open enrollment, they're stuck for the year. This is simply not the case. You can change at any time, no problems. If you are fairly healthy and don't need mandated coverage like maternity, you can save 30 to 60% with Health Plan Network. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. You owe it to yourself to see if you qualify for a better plan that can save you money with lower deductibles. Go to healthplannetwork.net to request a quote. That's healthplannetwork.net. Or call Tim Cooper, an expert with over 23 years experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Act now to see if you qualify to save 30 to 60%. healthplannetwork.net. Sensible solutions.
Water, water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean bottle quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. LED color-changing pool lights can create an after-dark backyard oasis. Pick your color or select one of the light shows. You can see how dramatic it really is on our website. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
It's been a few months since you hired a lawyer for your injury case. You hired that lawyer without much thought or research. An ad that caught your eye. A friend told you about them. Or worse, they called you, which could have them disbarred if they were caught. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. And now you realized you made a huge mistake by hiring the wrong lawyer. Your gut tells you your case is worth way more, but your lawyer's trying to cram a settlement offer down your throat because they need the money more than you do. And then you go to forthepeople.com and see offers made and rejected and our jury verdicts, hundreds of them. You got to see what your case should really be worth. Here's the thing. Just because you hired a lawyer doesn't mean you can't fire that lawyer. People call us every day doing exactly that, and it won't cost you one penny more. You only have one day in court. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
The Dell President's Day sale for business is on with up to 50% off PCs powered by Intel Core processors. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida, Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're joining us today, 239-479-5592. It's the talk and text line. We stream live each and every day at drewsteele.com. You can go to the website and watch. It is mobile friendly, so you can watch on your phone, you can watch on your smart device or your computer. And yeah, we're still there on YouTube and Facebook, both facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio if you want to watch there. All right, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, is in some deep doo-doo. Some might even say it's a bowl of
doggy doo.
So wait, what did she say?
Bowl of doggy doo.
Yeah, all the things that he's doing and he's saying yesterday, trying to make the case that, listen, it's everybody else's fault. Yeah, we had made some problems with not being transparent about all the information that we should have let the public know. And because we didn't, we left this void. There was like this space. And guess who filled the space? You did. Oh, yeah, you evil Trumpsters, the disingenuous right-wing media, and you know how that goes. It's everybody else's fault except the governor of New York. Keep an eye on Florida, and let's make sure that nobody flies into the state of Florida or goes to Florida or lives in Florida or enjoys Florida or works in Florida or breathes the fresh air of liberty. No, we can't do that. It's everybody else's fault. So we're going to get to that coming up in just a bit because it was an absolute mess. And the walls are starting to close in on the governor of New York, but it doesn't matter because it's a blue state. Because you've got New York City, you have a population that will not in any way, shape, or form give a Democrat governor a hard time to the point where he might be recalled, that there might be some questions, even legal issues. No. We save that for the former president of the United States, where now Nancy Pelosi is saying we have to have a 9/11 style commission. You've got Representative Eric Swalwell, who's joining in on that. We have to have some kind of commission. We have to have some kind of investigation. We have to keep Trump alive and going and going and going because, well, why? Why is Nancy Pelosi talking about a 9/11 style commission about what happened on January 6th and going after the former president? There's a great write-up at Red State, and the title of it is very, very intriguing. The facts that Dems didn't want to come out and why they caved on witnesses in the impeachment trial. Now stuff is starting to come together. You see, in a nutshell, if you know that you did something wrong, blatantly wrong, that is provable, and somebody steps up and says, hey, we kind of have proof that maybe it's not who you say it is that's the problem, but it's actually you that's the problem, and there's some evidence. And it would be a shame if that evidence came out. That's why they caved on the impeachment trial in trying to get witnesses. And why do you think Nancy Pelosi wants to do a 9/11 style commission? Because as long as Democrats have power, everybody, right now, up until 2022, fingers crossed, that would change in 2022. As long as they have power, they are going to have to use it to try to keep the former president alive in the news cycle as if he's some kind of criminal. Because they know what you know, what I know, what Never Trumpers know, what Mitch McConnell knows, what the swamp knows. They know that the former president has, well, let's just say some supporters. Hey, you want to hear this? Listen to this audio and tell me what you think this is. Just listen. Here you go. Whoa. That sounds raucous. Anybody want to guess what that is? Take a guess what that is. That is the sound of the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, driving by the West Palm Beach President's Day rally in a motorcade. That's right. The former president of the United States dropped in on a surprised surprised supporters attending a President's Day rally on Monday, right here in the good old state of Florida. The motorcade drove slowly past supporters rallying in West Palm, and the president there in the backseat of the vehicle, surrounded by cheering supporters, a lot of pro-Trump flags, 600 people in attendance at that rally, and he was making his way to Mar-a-Lago, and pretty interesting. Look, here's what we all know. If you watched it, if you see the visual, there are more people still showing up at rallies with Trump flags and support for the former president than Joe Biden could ever have right now as president of the United States. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. And it's killing them. Can't have it. Cannot have it. So we're going to talk all about this and get into some detail on some very interesting stories that have come out in the past 24, 48 hours. And that's on the way. Again, 239-479-5592. A lot of us are enjoying some very fine weather. You probably have. Although, has anybody noticed, is it just me or has there, and maybe I'll ask you, Jake, have you noticed that there have been some storms rolling through in the middle of the night? Is it just me out in the North Fort Myers area? I mean, is it just...
They have been.
And I'm talking like keep you up at night.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Like in the middle of the night, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm talking yeah. That's Jake doing his best impersonation of a wind tunnel.
I'm sorry.
A breeze. They call him the breeze. He just keeps blowing down the road.
My favorite song.
Oh, man. If that is not one of the best songs ever.
It just gets you so pumped.
Every time. It does.
As soon as the riff starts, wow.
You know what we're talking about, right? I mean, I know Jake knows what I'm talking about, but do you know, I'm looking at you at the camera, drewsteele.com. You know what I'm talking about, Call Me the Breeze? Could be, I'm going to make this statement right now, could be one of the, if not the best Lynyrd Skynyrd songs ever. Yes, I said it. Sweet Home Alabama is nice. It's poppy, it's catchy, it's nice. But Call Me the Breeze is...
It's untouchable, man.
Oh, man. No, I'll make another case real quick. I know I'm getting off the topic. I didn't plan on talking about this, but I think the only other one would be, if it's not Call Me the Breeze, it's, man, and I was just about a month ago, I was binging on Lynyrd Skynyrd songs, and I can't think of the one I was thinking of where I was like, this song might be, I'll get to it. It's all right. I've got weird musical tastes. if anybody wants to know. I mean, as a songwriter, well, Jake knows my musical history, and most of you probably know my music history, and as a professional songwriter for movie soundtracks and TV shows, and had a couple
Can
of
I fun fact something real quick?
Not on me.
It's on you.
No.
Well, it's not too, incriminating.
Well, no, then don't do it. Don't just. Is it something that you? Is it a?
When I was a kid, my dad took me to a concert.
Yeah.
And there was a song
Yeah.
that was played by an artist at the concert.
Okay.
And this song was stuck in my head my entire life.
And was it
Never
my
figured out who it
song?
was. You produced it.
Okay, I produced it. All right, we'll leave it at that. All right, we had some success. Okay, but anyway, the point is that I just my musical tastes are scattered. I do binge listening. People do binge watching. I do binge listening. Like I'll listen to Leonard Skinner and I'll listen for a whole week, and I'll listen to every song ever written, and then I'll listen to the behind the music video of the band and everything else if you're familiar with that, and then I'll flip to Michael McDonald is one of my favorites. So anything that Michael McDonald, Steely Dan, and then I'll start binge listening to Steely Dan and Michael McDonald, and then I go there, and then I'm all over the place. But anyway, wow, where are we going? Okay, here's where we were going. The weather is beautiful here. The weather is awful up north. The Northeast is getting ready to get blasted again with some more Arctic air and some more snow. And as you probably heard, Texas is a mess. But it is interesting as to why it's a mess right now in some ways. There are people who have been over 24 hours without power and temperatures near zero. How is this possible? How does it happen? This horrible winter storm striking the Plains states and millions of Texans finding out that they have no power. Was it because of down power lines? Is it ice? No, it's not. Have you heard about why this is? I think the top of the news, they kind of mentioned it. Fox News was like, yeah, this is happening. Hey, by the way, Joe Biden, I got to talk about... No, yeah, sorry. In a state that has a quarter of America's proven natural gas reserves, the power went away because Texas turned to wind generation, everybody. The wind turbines are frozen. The wind turbines froze. Texas State Energy Profile talked about Texas as the top U.S. producer of both crude and natural gas. In 2019, the state accounted for 41% of the nation's crude and 25% of the natural gas production. As of 2019, in January, 30 petroleum refineries in Texas were able to process about 5.8 million barrels of crude per day, 31% of the nation's refining capacity. All sounds great, right? But then you get into this bad news in the report. Texas leads the nation in wind power generation and produced about 28% of all the U.S. wind-powered electricity in 2019. Texas wind turbines have produced more electricity than both the state's nuclear power plants since 2014. That sounds great. Sounds very green. Sounds like Bill Gates would love to see that at a national level. The only problem is they're frozen stiff. Millions are without power because of this storm and because these turbines are frozen, knocking out 12,000 megawatts of energy production. Wind farms in Texas typically generate up to 25,000 megawatts of energy, almost half of which is currently out of production. They're using... Somebody put a meme up on Twitter that showed a picture of... It's so indicative of how this is going. It's a frozen wind turbine, and it has a helicopter that's getting ready to pour some chemicals on it to de-ice it. And the meme was how interesting it is that you're looking at a wind turbine that was produced using fossil fuels, products made from fossil fuels, a helicopter coming along to save it, running on fossil fuels, and the chemicals that are going to be put on it to make it unstick, processed using fossil fuels. All of that to stop a wind turbine from being frozen. That is green. The irony is right in front of you. Look, there are some things that make sense. There are some things that are very well thought out. There are other things that get pushed to the point where millions of people will be without power because AOC said so.
I am not the expert.
She's not the expert. But listen, if AOC says we got to go green, we need a Green New Deal, and we need it now, be damned the consequences of some of those choices. But that's what's popped up. And they're finding it in other countries too. Germany has the same problem. Their winter storms not only froze turbines, but they've also blocked sunlight from reaching the solar panels that generate necessary energy since Germany made the decision to go green with their renewables. So the snow's covering the solar panels, and the wind turbines are frozen stiff. But hey, nothing to see here. It'll be gone in a couple of days. You can hang tough. You'll be like the New Kids, hanging tough. I've never binged on the New Kids. I can tell you that. Musically, I've never binged on New Kids on the Block music. Do you even know who the
Nope.
When I say New Kids on the Block, you don't know who I'm talking about.
I mean, I've heard the name, but it's just not.
I forget how young you are. You remember phones used to be attached to the wall?
No, I mean, we never have.
239-479-5592. Let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk about some of these big stories that are out there, including Andrew Cuomo. Boy, what a press conference. A press conference that nobody talked about and you probably didn't even hear or see because none of the legacy media outlets would have anything to do with it because it's a negative against a Democrat governor in a state that's in trouble. Not for long, because the stimulus is going to come along and give them billions of dollars to bail them out. So everything's cool. Talk about that coming up. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com is the website. Here you can watch. Here I am. Again, Steele with 3 E's, and Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio if you'd like as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, there's Sabrina Katz with traffic.
Very slick roadways on your commute this morning. You're seeing that rain come down, so make sure to watch that following distance. Also, there's still a crash active at Bayshore Road in 31 with a right turn lane blocked on 31 heading onto Bayshore Road. Slowdowns in Fort Myers on Country Lakes Boulevard just to the northbound heading to Tice. Also a delay on Tice if you're heading east towards Staley. We're up to speed on the interstate if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. However, in Lehigh Acres, slowdowns on Jaguar continue heading east of Eisenhower. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After starting with scattered areas of morning rain, eventually as we hit the second half of the day, that will wrap up. Some slightly drier air moves in. Temperatures for today slightly cooler, only into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The markets took a break from Monday's President's Day. They return to action today, looking to continue to build on a hot start to the new year. The Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ are at record highs. According to a survey from the marketing firm Numerator, 74% of consumers say they're targeting a healthier lifestyle this year in the wake of the pandemic. You've probably heard of the Oscar Wienermobile, right? Now get ready for another outrageous vehicle.
Planters tweeting it's looking to hire 9 peanutters to travel the U.S. for a year in the Nutmobile. The brand ambassadors will learn to drive the 26-foot-long Peanut on wheels and help create peanut-centric content to share online. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
At your Fox Business Report, I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
President Biden says he will defeat the NRA, and now the NRA is fighting back. All this week, Newsmax TV's Stinchfield tells the real story about Biden and the NRA. Watch Stinchfield at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax TV. It's on all major cable systems. Check your guide or call them. Tell them you want Newsmax. And download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone or smart TV and watch us now. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax. Should too.
I cannot tell you how awesome it is when my family comes over and I say, you're going to get great tasting water straight from your faucet. I'm telling you, it's great on your skin, your hair, and your appliances. Think of what your water's doing now. Well, you should call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. And I'm telling you, you're going to love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system. Every faucet in your house, it's the coolest thing ever. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. When you give Max a call at Pentair, trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water, that's a big deal, right? With their mobile showroom, you're wondering what you're going to get. A wide range of water treatment options, and you can see them in front of you. They install your new Pentair water system for you, and the big news right now is Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system. It is certified to reduce 99% of lead. Call now for your free water test, and right now save 15% on your whole home water system like I have in my house. With Pentair, never any sales pressure, so call them, 239-880-7799, or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life, starting now. River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, where country club living meets the casual, barefoot Florida lifestyle. River Hall's Davis Love III Championship Golf Course is one of the top-rated courses in the Gulf Coast area, and you'll love River Hall's private Oasis pools, bike paths, fitness center, tennis and bocce courts, and more. Live large with homes priced from just the 500s to the 800s from Pulte. The Pulte collection of breezy, open floor plans offers something for every lifestyle, with upscale finishes and features designed for elegant, gracious living. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com. That's liveriverhall.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here again for Cathedral Roofing Innovations, the tile roof experts in Southwest Florida. They have an important message for anyone who has had these three things happen. Now, if you answer yes to all three, you have to call Cathedral Roofing Innovations today. 1, did you file any roof damage claim to your insurance company in the last 3 years? 2, do you have a tile roof? 3, did your insurance company deny your claim and only pay for a small repair? Look, I know thousands of you listened and answered yes to all three questions. Now, even if your claim was denied, there are still ways to get your new tile roof. Do not let the opportunity to increase the value of your home go by. In some cases, we're talking about $75,000 to $100,000. It's not too late. Now, all you have to do is contact Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com right now to start increasing the value of your home. That's cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs, and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
Hey, it's Drew Steele visiting with my friend TJ, owner of the Floormeisters in Naples, where if you're talking Core-Tech, you're talking Floormeisters. And the one thing that I love, TJ, is when we're talking about pricing, you got to be straight up with the pricing, right?
Yep, we buy more Core-Tech every day so we can sell it to you cheaper. I buy it by the pallet, by the truckload, so you're making sure you always get the lowest price possible. We keep it here in our 15,000 square foot store. big selection, big, beautiful showroom to make sure your wife gets exactly what you want, Drew.
Yeah, and how about me? I like to get what I want as well. And also, of course, the color selection, right? You got some new ones.
Got 100 colors right now, and we're adding about 10 to 15 from Core-Tech that just came out for 2021.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floormeisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. There's a search underway for the missing after a tornado ripped through parts of Brunswick County in North Carolina, leaving at least 3 dead, 10 hurt. In Texas, 2 deaths being blamed on sub-freezing cold.
The latest round of snow and ice has produced blackouts for millions of people. Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo told the news conference in Houston,
I know you are frustrated. I know you're miserable.
To the north, parts of the Dakotas dealt with overnight wind chills that felt like 40 below. Chicago, Detroit, and other major cities getting pummeled with snow as the National Weather Service says the storm's making its way towards New England.
Fox's Jill Nato and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says lawmakers will establish a 9/11-style commission to review what happened during the deadly Capitol Hill riot. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Very slick roadways on your commute this morning. You're seeing that rain come down, so make sure to watch that following distance. Also, there's still a crash active at Bayshore Road in 31 with a right turn lane blocked on 31 heading onto Bayshore Road. Slowdowns in Fort Myers on Country Lakes Boulevard just to the northbound heading to Tice. Also a delay on Tice if you're heading east towards Staley. We're up to speed on the interstate if you're heading to and from Lee and Collier. However, in Lehigh Acres, slowdowns on Jaguar continue heading east of Eisenhower. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, thanks to a cold front passing by. Scattered rain for this morning, but eventually rain chances wrap up by the second half of the day with some slightly drier air moving in. Temperatures for your Tuesday in the 70s. Then we are back up into the 80s with a bump up in humidity for your Wednesday. Even a few spotty showers are going to be possible inland throughout the day. 80s, breezy for your Thursday. Chance of rain with a cold front on Friday, and that actually sets up lows in the 40s with some chilly weather by Saturday morning. Nice and sunny throughout the day with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I hear air conditioning commercials all the time talking about air quality and mold. Your average air conditioning guy is not an expert in air quality or mold. As an actual expert, with more than 30 credentials in air quality and related subjects, I can tell you with absolute certainty that if you want an air quality expert, call me. I actually am one. Don't buy into the hype about mold and duct cleaning. Call me and get the truth at 239-482-1542. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm actually an expert, not just selling snake oil. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. License CACO 57313.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest
every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
All new Dr. Phil.
You don't even recognize what needs to go on a to-do list to get back your children.
Custody of their kids.
I don't want to put my children in harm's way anymore.
Or blame game.
I witnessed you laid out on the sofa when you were babysitting.
No, that's not true.
My baby hadn't even eaten.
How do you know?
You are talking your children right into foster care. Great job.
New Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 5 on WXCW.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
It's the biggest, fattest, zeroist event ever. Well, that's what it is. The Big Fat Zero event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. It's exactly what you've been waiting on, Southwest Florida, because you buy a new Nissan with zero money down, 0% APR financing, 0 payments till next year. What can be better?
Winning the lottery?
Sure, but then you'd have to pay a lot of taxes, pay your family, pay for a lawyer.
I prefer the Big Fat Zero.
Of course, because when you buy a new Nissan from Sutherland, you don't pay a penny down, you don't pay a penny in interest, and you don't pay a penny till 2022. Get to the Big Fat Zero event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. See dealer for details.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live anytime you want to watch. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there right now. It's mobile friendly. That's the way we set it up so that you can take us with you wherever you go. And also, it is live on YouTube and on Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. You can go there as well. Sure, you can do that if you would like. All right, coming up this morning, there's a big reason why Nancy Pelosi wants to have a 9/11-style commission going against the former president of the United States. And it may not be what you're thinking. Or then again, it may very well be exactly what you're thinking. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But I'll tell you that we know we are in election season already because the legacy media and even some local, state, and national across the board are all trying to ding and ping and trying to make Florida look like it's an absolute disaster and are trying to pick on the governor of the great state of Florida right here, Ron DeSantis, for obvious reasons. Every time you hear about all of these things in especially the legacy media, then you know that it's happening because they want to distract you from really what the story is, which is the absolute utter failure in blue states, especially in the state of New York. And we're going to play Andrew Cuomo's audio yesterday of this little presser that he did, pretty much blaming everybody else. But there's no doubt that as more information comes out about Andrew Cuomo and nursing home death totals that keep increasing, it is not good. And the disastrous policies that were put in place by the governor of New York, that you will start to hear more and more, and attacks from this White House more and more against the state of Florida and against Ron DeSantis. You can almost bank on it, bet on it. You shouldn't bet, though. It's not a good thing to do necessarily. Well, no, that's not really true. It's a great thing. It's a lot of fun to do, especially the little slots. They still have I wonder what the least expensive slot is, like a slot machine. Is it? They don't have like penny slots. They have Nickel slots, is that what they do? I don't even see how much I know. I don't know.
They might have in like the 20s.
What do you mean they might? I will bet you. Look what I'm doing right now. Somebody knows. 239-479-5592. If you're a big gambler, you know about these things. Do they still have nickel slots, penny slots? Because Jake seems to think that if you go to a casino, that's only from the 20s. You know, hey, you rascals, come on over here and play. This is kind of silly music. That was weird. I don't know why I just did that now. Make believe the last 10 seconds never happened. All right. I'm just telling you that the more we hear awful things coming out of New York and what happened with the nursing home situation and putting COVID-positive patients in nursing homes and then hiding the amount of deaths because they didn't want it going out there, and especially the federal government wanted to have this information, and the state of New York didn't want that information getting out because, you know, it looks bad for the governor, and it would look good for the former president who was concerned about all of these things and helping the state of New York. You know how this works. It's just getting worse there. Admitting yesterday that maybe they should have supplied a little more information to the public as this growing scandal about how the administration there in New York handled the nursing homes during the pandemic. Here's some of the very, I don't want to say interesting audio, but let's just put it this way. Boy, there was a lot of spin going on. It sure didn't. It sounded as if he was taking responsibility while not taking responsibility. So apologies, maybe. Maybe you should be apologizing for what happened. And we're finding out even more cases of deaths in nursing homes due to the policies of your administration.
Apologize? Look, I have said repeatedly, we made a mistake in creating the void.
No, well, hold on a second. First of all, they made a mistake in creating the void. Wait till you hear this one. No, you didn't. You didn't say anything about voids. You didn't say anything about this at all. What you did was constantly go after the former president and going after politics and right wing and conspiracy theories, and that's what you actually did. So let's hear this now. He's not going to apologize, or maybe he'll apologize because he left a void. Listen to this.
We made a mistake in creating the void. When we didn't provide information, it allowed press, people, cynics, politicians to fill the void. When you don't correct disinformation, you allow it to continue.
What? So there's Andrew Cuomo who's trying to say that here's what happened, Jake. It's very simple, okay? This is what happened. In New York, they put COVID-positive patients in nursing homes. That ultimately led to the death of individuals in these nursing homes to the tune of 9,000 plus. The numbers keep coming in, and there's more and more that we're finding out about. And if it wasn't for the DOJ asking for numbers and the DOH finally giving those numbers out and whistleblowers who knew that this was happening in the state of New York, we never would have heard any of this. So they did this. And then when there were people that were questioning last year, the governor, about this, knowing full well what went down and evidence to show of the policies that were put in place in New York, putting these individuals, these COVID-positive patients, back into nursing homes, the answer from Andrew Cuomo was, oh, well, it's politics. It's Donald Trump bad. It's the federal government. It's right-wing conspiracy theories. So now his answer is that he shouldn't apologize, but he should apologize for not telling everybody, because not saying anything left this space. And this void, as he puts it, was filled by evil politicians and Trump supporters and you and everybody else and right-wing media sites that filled that space with hatred and bad things. And if he just would have given the information to begin with, then that... Are you serious?
And we created the void, not Because people weren't working hard, Mike, because you know how hard people were working.
People were working hard. They were only working hard in the state of New York. They didn't have to work hard anyplace else. Did you realize not any other state had to work hard during the COVID pandemic last year? In the state of Florida, it was a breeze. There was nobody working overtime or extra or hard at all. I mean, it was tough for New Yorkers. It's hard. It's hard for them.
And, well, you should have prioritized providing more information.
No, what you should have prioritized, with all due respect, was not putting COVID-positive patients back into nursing homes and causing the situation that you caused. That might have been a better priority. But there he is. If we just would have told everybody, if we just would have said something, then we all would be okay and we wouldn't have this issue. And then instead, because we didn't tell everybody, man, that was a mistake because there was this big void. And then the void was filled by evil, ugly people who said some horrible things about me and about you and about the hard work that goes on in the state of New York during the pandemic, where there's no place else that there was hard work happening. Maybe it has to do with profit. Maybe it has to do with profit centers. Maybe it has to do with the free market capitalism. Maybe that's what you know what it is? It's the evil system that we're in right now. Could you imagine if we did not have any for-profit nursing homes? Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, he goes there too.
Yes, this was never seen before. And yes, hospitals had to deal with something they never had seen before. And yes, nursing homes had to deal with something they had never seen before. But they will see it again. And now we have to learn from it before it happens again. Our focus, I believe, is going to be on the for-profit nursing homes. Hospitals, low-performing hospitals, but also in the for-profit nursing homes. I have long believed that there's a tension in a for-profit nursing home because those institutions are trying to make money.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. It's the for-profit nursing homes. It's the ones that want to take profit. They're the issue. We got to look at that. Can we get back to you and what you did in the policy? No. We're distracting you. Yeah. You know, that happened. But do you know the for-profit nursing? It's amazing how well a schooled politician can be in diverting the attention away from what they did onto something else and somebody else and everything else except for him. And it's amazing how well it works when you have a willing media who doesn't press, who doesn't push, who doesn't make it about how awful it is and hold people accountable. It really is the story of the left in this country. It's the story about why people like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Eric Swalwell and others do what they do when we all know how corrupt they are. And to some extent, even some Republicans. That as long as the media knows that you will do their bidding, as long as they know that you will grovel to them and use them as a tool to communicate, to keep pushing an agenda. And even if you're a Republican like Mitch McConnell, who on one hand votes to acquit the president in the impeachment trial, then steps up to a microphone and says the most horrific things about him, and we'll get to that audio coming up. As if by doing that, the media is going to be nice to you or stay away from you or not pressure you. And somehow, look, time will go away and all of this will go away and we won't have to worry about it. Look, I bring all of this up, and the reason why this is relevant to the state of Florida is for two reasons. Number one, because I tell you this, and I want you to recognize how many times the governor here in the state of Florida is attacked outside of the state, making it seem as if everything is worse here than any place in the country when it's not, knowing that this is happening in New York. And then the second part is to recognize what the tactics are so that when you see it taking place, when you see how little there is pushback against the governor in New York, then you understand how the game is played. And if you understand it, then you recognize it, and then you can call it out. But don't be fooled. 239-479-5592. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll get to your calls, 239-479-5592. 750, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, and we do have a $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. It's got a new location. The shop's at Vanderbilt in Naples. So some great food. We're going to get you that just for playing Drew's College coming up. And streaming live, drewsteele.com. Steele with 3 E's if you want to watch the program. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
There's a crash at mile marker 136 just near Colonial Boulevard. This is heading southbound on the interstate. Traffic is backed up for 2 miles. The slowdown starts south of MLK Boulevard to head to Colonial, basically at a standstill. The best thing you can do right now is if you are heading south of MLK, stick to Ortiz, or you can head through the Forum to get back onto Colonial Boulevard. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After starting with scattered areas of morning rain, eventually as we hit the second half of the day, that will wrap up. Some slightly drier air moves in. Temperatures for today slightly cooler, only into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Rush Limbaugh. California Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom approved a program that gave low-income illegal immigrants in his state a $500 payout so they could deal with the coronavirus. He put $75 million in the payout fund, and the money's all gone now. So California Democrats want more. As always, they sent Governor Newsom new legislation that would give low-income immigrants a $600 payout so they can buy groceries. Only this time, something truly bizarre happened. Governor Newsom vetoed the bill. He actually said the reason that he didn't sign it is because of the impact it would have on the state's budget. Now, nobody's quite sure what that impact would be. Estimates for the grocery giveaway to immigrants range from tens of millions to hundreds of millions of dollars. But since when does that matter to Democrats? Millions, billions, trillions. I mean, no number is too much to spend when it comes to immigrants, legal or illegal. So how can Governor Newsom, a rich Democrat, talk about the cost of the state when immigrants, poor immigrants, need groceries? Where's his heart? I mean, these poor people need to eat, don't they? Rich Governor Newsom tells them to suck air. Democrat governor basically wants immigrants to starve. When did this happen? You know, if I were a liberal, which thankfully I will never be, I would say this sounds a little xenophobic to me. Folks, working your land in cold weather is hard enough, so make sure your tractor is as tough as you are. Mahindra tractors keep working in frigid temperatures. That's why Mahindra is the official tractor of tough. Whatever Mother Nature throws your way, your Mahindra tractor will keep clearing snow, pulling out tree stumps, and hauling feed for livestock. And don't forget, our good friends at Mahindra offer rugged attachments and implements to handle any job. So visit your Mahindra dealer today to save thousands of dollars on a new tractor, or choose 0% interest on select Mahindra models during the Red Tag sale. For purchases of select models now through February 28, 2021. Learn more at whymahindra.com, and may your family continue to have a safe and blessed year.
Are you a successful small business owner, perhaps with experience in automotive, ag, or outdoor equipment? Visit joinmahindra.com to become a part of the Mahindra dealer family. That's joinmahindra.com.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau here, owner of D.R. Martineau Roofing of Southwest Florida. I've been repairing and replacing roofs for 27 years. We operate with integrity, knowledge, and service. Google DRM Roofing or call 239-332-1441.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Two 239-479-5592 is the phone number. The text line as well, streaming live, drewsteele.com. Coming up this morning, Jennifer Cabrera from the Alachua Chronicle is going to join us at 8:05, and we're going to get into some of the COVID numbers here in the state and some of what is happening around the country and some of the myths that are out there and really what is happening with cases. There's a lot of things that are happening and want to get to it. Coming up this morning, she does an amazing job. So we will talk about that. Certainly, we wanted to look at what a lot of people are saying is something that you knew was going to happen. Nancy Pelosi following the acquittal of the former president. She's talking about a 9/11 style commission to investigate the attacks on the Capitol. And look, when you have friends like Mitch McConnell, who needs political enemies? I mean, really, Mitch McConnell. Remember what Mitch McConnell talked about when he said,
President Trump's actions preceded the riot were a disgraceful dereliction of duty.
Yeah, no. Is that really true? Was there a disgraceful dereliction of duty? Well, I know Jake's laughing because he said duty. Is that really where we're going today?
Bowl of doggy do.
Don't do that. Let's not. Let's bring the show up. Let's bring this show up. It's interesting that he says that because there is something to say about why a Nancy Pelosi 9/11 type commission to investigate January 6th would take place, considering the questions that were going to be asked of Nancy Pelosi and some of the information that we haven't heard enough about with what the facts really are. The facts that Democrats, this Red State article by Nick Arama, which we're going to read in just a little bit, the facts that they didn't want to come out and why they caved. Why did they cave on the whole witness deal in the impeachment trial? That was that big buzz on Saturday. Everybody was talking, well, this could last. This could last for weeks. This could go for months. Well, why all of a sudden, just like that, it was done? All of this comes together in a nice package that you're going to hear coming up. And again, information that you may not get anywhere else, but you'll be able to tuck it away when people start to argue about commissions and how Trump is so evil. You'll see. Coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
License number CCC 1332557.
You have hundreds of roofers to choose from, but at Crown Roofing, we think we're the only choice in Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties. Crown Roofing, the highest quality roofs with competitive pricing. Looking to re-roof, repair, or get roof maintenance on your home? Count on Crown for superior craftsmanship and peace of mind. Florida's most trusted roofer, and satisfaction is our goal. Get Crown on it today. Call 855-CROWN55 or online at crownroofing.com.
At LMCU, our roots in your community just got a little deeper with the opening of our 5th branch in Naples and 13th in Florida. When you bank with us, you can earn more on your money with our Max checking account and pay less on things like home mortgages and credit cards. Our latest Naples branch is located at 7405 Devonshire Boulevard, and our lobbies are open. Plus, you can schedule an appointment or visit one of our drive-thrus for contactless service. Our branches stretch far and wide for a reason. You, LMCU. You'll love banking here. Equal housing lender, member NCUA, and MLS number 442967.
As America's largest injury firm, we have advantages few others do. Our results and reputation are well known to the other side, and we have a track record of going toe-to-toe with them and winning big. But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your case? I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One of the things we're most proud about is that we set up our firm so that your case gets lots of attention from a lot of people. Our technology and army of lawyers give us insight and oversight into every detail and every moment of your case. Paralegals, legal assistants, investigators, buildings with boxes of evidence. Every resource carefully designed to get you the most possible. And at Morgan & Morgan, we even have a dedicated team to make sure that your calls are returned that very same day. Injured? Dial pound law. That's pound 529. All law firms are not the same. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
The weather outside is frightful. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Bitter cold, snowy and or icy in much of the country. And then around midnight in North Carolina, a tornado tore through the Wilmington area, killing at least 3 people, injuring 10, with rescue crews looking for any more victims. The cold also blamed for 2 deaths in Texas.
Nearly 4 million people are dealing with rolling blackouts as they deal with historic cold.
Every part of the state will be getting either snow or ice.
Governor Greg Abbott. In neighboring Oklahoma, they've got some blackouts too, as parts of the state are being hit with temperatures reaching the lowest they've been in over 100 years.
Fox's Jill Nato. Snowy and icy weather also up to Michigan, over to New England. Days after former President Trump was acquitted in the Senate of inciting the deadly Capitol attack, though Democrats still think he did. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says Congress will establish a 9/11 type commission to probe the riots.
The U.S. Capitol remains under National Guard protection and could stay that way until the fall, according to a DOD internal email obtained by Fox. Multiple Pentagon officials tell Fox News that while there have been internal deliberations, no decisions have been made.
Fox's Kevin Corke. President Biden will go to Wisconsin today for a town hall on the COVID crisis and the economy, and he's taking action to help some homeowners. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has this live.
Dave, President Biden is extending a moratorium on foreclosures through June. The current pause is what's set to expire at the end of March. The federal government also giving people behind on mortgage payments until the end of June to apply for forbearance, giving them an additional 6 months to defer notes. Renters could still be vulnerable because the actions do not address the ban on evictions set to expire March 31st. The president's $1.9 trillion relief plan includes a $10 billion homeowner assistance fund for states. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
Paid for by Asset Mark. This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
There's a crash at mile marker 136 just near Colonial Boulevard. This is heading southbound on the interstate. Traffic is backed up for 2 miles. The slowdown starts south of MLK Boulevard to head to Colonial, basically at a standstill. The best thing you can do right now is if you are heading south of MLK, stick to Ortiz, or you can head through the Forum to get back onto Colonial Boulevard. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, thanks to a cold front passing by, scattered rain for this morning, but eventually rain chances wrap up by the second half of the day with some slightly drier air moving in. Temperatures for your Tuesday in the 70s. Then we are back up into the 80s with a bump up in humidity for your Wednesday. Even a few spotty showers are going to be possible inland throughout the day. 80s, breezy for your Thursday. Chance of rain with a cold front on Friday, and that actually sets up lows in the 40s with some chilly weather by Saturday morning. Nice and sunny throughout the day with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hi, I'm Tyler McDaniel.
And I'm Brad McDaniel.
We're the second generation of Kenmark Air.
Along with our father, Ken McDaniel, we're celebrating 25 years of service in Southwest Florida. For the next 25 days, we're offering $25 service calls, $25 maintenance, and 25% off high-quality Maytag systems.
For our 25th anniversary specials, call Kenmark Air, 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040.
And online at kenmarkair.com.
License number CAC 057163.
Window World is a family-owned business, and we really mean family. And with a family-owned business, you get a business that is looking to treat everyone right. We live in this community. We want to take care of our friends and neighbors.
With our family-owned business, we are backed by a company that believes in top-quality products at the best price available. That way, more people can afford energy-saving windows and doors, as well as top-quality hurricane-rated high-impact windows that also offer you some increased security to your home.
And being backed by our parent company, we're going to be around for a long time. The guarantee Window World offers is the absolute best guarantee you are ever going to find in a window replacement company. If anything goes wrong with your new windows, Window World, that's us, and Window World Corporate will stand behind it and get it fixed.
No high pressure, no sitting in your home for hours trying to get you to make a decision right away, but simply good business to our friends and neighbors. And when we're through installing your new windows, we'll stand behind those windows with the best guarantee in the window replacement business. See for yourself. Window World, simply the best for less.
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair.
The 97th Annual Southwest Florida and Lee County Fair is coming with $1 Day Thursday, February 25th at 4 p.m. This is $1 gate admission and $1 rides with a minimum of $10 purchase. On opening day, free daily entertainment such as K-9s in Flight, Danny Grant's Cowboy Circus, Prehistoric Adventures, Mark Dobson, and more. Mega passes and general admission tickets are on sale now. Visit swflcfair.com for details. Following CDC guidelines.
Southwest Florida, Lee County Fair.
What will my new car be worth 3 years from now? I've been asked this question many times over the years. Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. It's a valid question, and it's no secret. The value goes down the minute you drive it off the lot. 3 years later, well, you can cut that original value in half. Yeah, I've never enjoyed breaking this news to my customers until now. That's because at Naples Nissan, the value does not go down. Wait, what? That's right. If you're currently driving a 2014 or newer vehicle with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you bought it from, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it. Yes, we'll actually pay you the same price that you paid for it 3, 4, 5 years ago, so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Go to NaplesNissan.com for full details, get the original MSRP for your trade-in, and drive your new Nissan home today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk-in text line. Streaming live, we are on the website, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there now, watch on your phone, watch on your smart device. You can watch on the computer. And then, of course, yes, it's at YouTube and Facebook as well, at Drew Steele Radio. There you go. All right. The facts that Dems didn't want to come out and why they caved on a witness impeachment trial. This is an interesting article from Red State we're going to read from in just a second. But it is interesting how all of this is starting to come together now. All of this is starting to come to light. All of these individuals who are making comments and statements about how it's about time that we start to look at what happened on January 6th and basically to keep the Trump name alive and out there, and for all the wrong reasons for them. It's all about making sure that we don't let this crisis go to waste. You know how Democrats love to do that, not letting a crisis go to waste. If you don't believe that Democrats like to see a crisis go to waste, they are now admitting it. I'm talking flat out admitting that, hey, listen, when there's a crisis, you take advantage of it politically. John King, CNN, yesterday, talking about the Biden stimulus package, $1.9 trillion, and reminding everybody, as Congressman Byron Donalds on this program has mentioned on a couple of different occasions, that there's a whole lot of money that has not been spent yet. And why are we rushing headlong into more stimulus money? Well, maybe this is why. Listen to this.
The Biden emergency COVID package includes some temporary measures the White House hopes become too popular to simply let them fade away. It is part of a deliberate White House strategy, deal with the current COVID emergency in a way that makes some dents in a systemic problem, income inequality.
Oh, they're not even hiding it anymore, everybody. They're not hiding it. Making dents in something that's systemic, that we feel is systemic, that we're not going to go through Congress and have the legislature and legislate this and have a discussion and then put it on the president's desk. We're not going to do anything like that. What we are going to do is use a crisis, not letting the crisis go to waste, in order to push for political ends, for political gains. And again, if you don't believe it, who is this? John Harwood. What do you think about all of this? Can you comment on what they're doing here? It's
John, we all remember in the early Obama administration when we had a financial crisis, and Rahm Emanuel said, never let a good crisis go to waste. So they had a stimulus package that had some provisions in there that had a long tail on them, incentives for green energy, for example. In this bill, the Biden campaign is taking exactly the same approach.
They're taking the exact same approach. They're admitting it. So please do us a favor. If you are on the left right now, if you're a Democrat, if you're somebody who's a big leftist who listens and watches this program at drewsteele.com, Steele with 3 E's, and hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And you're somebody who is trying to fight back or kick back against when we say that this letting a crisis go to waste, and this is something that the left does, and they start to insert their political ideology into stimulus packages, things that have nothing to do with what is going on with COVID and the pandemic and people not working and people not going to, kids not going to school, and none of that. There's political gain to be had, and they're admitting it. Please do us a favor and don't say that it's not happening when the legacy media is now admitting that's exactly what the Biden administration is doing. That's what they do. So stop it. And you might as well be just like them and admit it. So where am I going with this? Well, not letting a crisis go to waste also means not letting an opportunity to make sure that Donald Trump will never run for office again. It is so critical. It's almost mission critical for Democrats to make sure that this happens in some way, shape, or form, that they are willing to spend all their time and all their capital doing this. Again, where there are people like, was it Axios or Politico? I forget who it was, who was saying now the first 100 days of Joe Biden's presidency starts, because everything up to this point, the 20 some odd days from the beginning of the year, or how many days it's been since the beginning of him being sworn into office. Now, those days don't count because there was an impeachment trial going on. We had to see what happened then. So now they moved the goalposts. No, really, that's what they're saying. So just like they're doing that, you have to figure out why it is that Nancy Pelosi and others are so desperate to take politically the former president out. They understand the popularity. 80% of Republicans support the former president of the United States. That's just a fact. How does that happen? How do you have that kind of support? You have that kind of support because you know what he was doing was good and right for the economy, jobs, for getting rid of regulations. We can go on and on. You already know. You know how well your life was going and how well every community, how every demographic was doing. And Democrats hate that. And they have to figure out a way to stop it. So how do they do it now? A letter released on Monday, the Speaker of the House discussed significance of President's Day and celebrating birthdays of America's two greatest presidents, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, and the great patriotism. I can't believe she used the word patriotism in a letter talking about President's Day. I thought that was a trigger word. That's not something that you should be using, right? It's all right. Then she goes on to talk about security at the Capitol and how we got to keep an eye on what's happening, and who knows how long the fences will stay up, and this mirage of some kind of concern that they have at the Capitol that doesn't exist through any legal eyes. Nobody has looked and said, oh, there's actual risk to the Capitol, so we need to keep National Guard. We need to keep fences up. No, nobody has said that. They're doing it for exactly the reason that you can imagine that they're doing it. To keep that narrative going. And then now Nancy Pelosi saying, protect our security, our security, our security. She said that 3 times. Security, security, security. You know, like testing, testing, testing. Our next step will be to establish an outside independent 9/11 type commission to, quote, investigate a report on the facts and causes relating to the January 6, 2021 domestic terrorist attack upon the United States Capitol complex and relating to the interference with the peaceful transfer of power, including it goes on and on. Is there more to the story? You bet there's more to the story.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. It's not really breaking news or a bombshell, but you know, for the legacy media outlets, everything is. Here's the article I was talking about from Red State. House impeachment managers wanted to call witnesses, but Lindsey Graham said, hey, he would first call House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and ask, what did you know and when did you know about it? And start delving into all the facts that disprove their case. Senate Democrats had a talk with the House managers and they told them to back off and agree to a deal to no witnesses to get in the statement that they wanted. As long as somebody would come along and make a statement, I don't know, like Mitch McConnell would come along and make a statement about how awful that the president is and how even after the fact we should look at criminal proceedings. I mean, that seems like a logical course of events. That's something that he mentioned, right?
We have a criminal justice system in this country. We have civil litigation. And former presidents are not immune from being accountable by either one.
Yeah, there you go. So Democrats got a little of what they wanted. Mitch McConnell, swampy Mitch McConnell saying, yeah, you know, I'll go along with that. So what was it that they didn't want people to delve into and have Americans know? They postured this case as though it were Trump inciting people and then not wanting to do anything in response, but they did a snap impeachment, failed to do a hearing and establish any evidence to support that. By the way, where Lindsey Graham and others have said, be careful what you wish for, because if we get the House back in Senate back in 2022, we might be doing some of our own investigations. There's a good reason why they did that, because there's more evidence out there that supports Trump and why there never should have been an impeachment to begin with, and who it was that turned down the help of the National Guard, everybody. Somebody turned down the help of the National Guard. Was it Donald Trump who said, you don't need any guard, you don't need anything, you got nothing to worry about here, this is a joke. I'm not even going to talk about No, even on Hannity's program, it was former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows who was asked about this. Did the president request the National Guard? What happened here?
Yeah, 2 days before that. So, you know, everybody can do that. I think Secretary of Defense Miller will be glad to back me up on this. But more importantly, Democrat governors and Democrat mayors throughout the summer, they can back me up on it because I made personal phone calls to them every time that there was not only violence there. The president was swift to call and say, we want to offer help. But he offered help on this particular day more than 48 hours before. I can tell you when I got the phone call I didn't ever get a phone call from Speaker Pelosi, but from Mayor Bowser, the answer was immediate and yes, and that's what we focused on. And so, again, another false narrative.
Another false narrative. Even in January, as many as 10,000 National Guard troops were told to be on the ready by the Secretary of Defense. That was a direct order from the president, and yet here we see all kinds of blame going around, and yet not a whole lot of accountability. That was from Mark Meadows as well. Talking to Real Clear Politics. Indeed, there was authorization to give support for National Guard's troops. So wait a minute. So basically he said, yep, National Guard troops, you got it, as long as you ask for it. But did anybody ask for it? So that's why what the Trump legal team, Lindsey Graham and Senator Cruz, said the other day was so important. They all implied that neither Pelosi nor Mayor Muriel Bowser requested the additional help beforehand. And people were talking about this in tweets. With a Speaker Pelosi, due to optics, refused requests by the Capitol Hill Police for additional resources like the National Guard. Is that what's going on here? A source with Trump legal team says any move by Dems to call witnesses would get real ugly real quick. The first two witnesses that we would call would be Nancy Pelosi and Muriel Bowser, and they can explain why they rejected additional security and National Guard help. And the timeline is all available for everybody to see what Mayor Bowser and Nancy Pelosi did not do and were not willing to do. So the case was being made, and they were talking about this in this Red State article. I mean, if the former president was trying to incite an insurrection, it doesn't match the reality that he authorized the Guard and even encouraged 10,000 to be delegated. Just as long as they got the phone call, boom, they were there. That's one of the things they didn't want people to know because it would kill the whole false story that Trump never authorized the Guard. And there's the story. The reason why Nancy Pelosi wants to have a separate 9/11 commission to look into January 6th is to keep this alive and to make the focus about Trump. And they backed away from having witnesses at the trial, pushing this false narrative that he never wanted to have troops or have any support there. And you know how there were House managers that kept pushing and pushing and pushing this point. And it was a lie because it was offered. And Nancy Pelosi decided not to take it up. Mayor Bowser decided not to take it up. And why did they do that? And you know the answer. So the only way, again, to get your eye off and to get the legacy media's eye off or anybody who would care to check into this to learn more about this story is to look at the next shiny object, which is the 9/11 Commission. And how do you think that's going to go? It'll be a blue ribbon panel put together by Democrats who, I can't even say that with a straight face, it blue ribbon Democrat panel. 239-479-5592. All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Don't forget 8 o'clock, 8:05 to be exact. Jennifer Cabrera from the Alachua Chronicle is going to join us. All COVID-related. Boy, if you want to hear the latest on what's happening here in the state, some of the numbers, some of the things that are being discussed, whether it's schools or the like, and even what the CDC has said, what Dr. Fauci has talked about or not talked about. Yeah, we're going to dig in at 8:05 this morning. All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, DrewSteele.com, the website if you want to watch. And right there is Sabrina Katz. She's got your traffic.
The crash on 75 is really slowing traffic. We're almost at 3.5 miles of a delay. If you are heading south of Palm Beach Boulevard to Colonial, avoid 75. Stick to Ortiz. That's going to be the best way to navigate around it. There's also a slowdown from a crash at Pine Ridge and McGregor Boulevard, only at the intersection, not a major backup for right now. A hit-and-run crash in Buckingham on Buckingham Road and Neal Road. This is as you're heading westbound towards MLK Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After starting with scattered areas of morning rain, eventually as we hit the second half of the day, that will wrap up. Some slightly drier air moves in. Temperatures for today slightly cooler, only into the 70s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
All new Dr. Phil.
You don't even recognize what needs to go on a to-do list to get back your children.
Custody of their kids.
I don't want to put my children in harm's way anymore.
Or blame game.
I witnessed you laid out on the sofa when you were babysitting.
No, that's not true.
My baby hadn't even eaten.
How do you know?
You are talking your children right into foster care. Great job.
New Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 5 on WXCW.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the Pool Doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Clients love their salt system for silky smooth water, less maintenance, and they never buy chlorine. If you want the ultimate, we can add a BioShield for UV water disinfection. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the Pool Doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
When you're running a business, you don't have time to worry about slow internet or confusing cybersecurity. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. You can add the advanced security of Comcast Business Security Edge to help eliminate threats. And enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing 24/7 support is just a phone call away. It's internet and advanced security made simple, so you can bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to add Comcast Business Security Edge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay required. Security Edge available when added to Comcast Business Internet for additional monthly charge. Call for details.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit NaplesShutter.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I forgot about this audio. Here's yesterday on MSNBC and Representative Fang Swalwell. Here you go. A little bit of how the 9/11 style commission needs to take place. Can't forget about January 6th.
There's no moving on. January 6th is a day, sadly, that we'll all remember. I do think that we have to take a approach that we took after September 11 and root out white nationalism, terrorism from our country. I do believe we need a September 11 style commission. Take it outside of Congress. I don't want this in Congress, frankly. I think it should be an independent commission appointed outside of Congress from scholars, experts, statespersons who can tell us, what happened and how we can defeat it. And then inside Congress, that's where we can pass Adam Schiff's Protect Our Democracy Act, which would really clean up a lot of the vulnerabilities that Donald Trump exposed.
Oh, good. We'll have Adam Schiff involved in this as well. That sounds like a plan. Who's on board with that? We'll get Adam Schiff on board with all of this 9/11 style commission. We'll have it outside of Congress, and we'll have it keep going and going and going and going. And then white nationalists, white supremacists. Oh, who do they consider to be white supremacists? What exactly is the context and how we find out exactly who that? I mean, that wouldn't be just. Would that be Trump supporters? Is that how that works? I don't know.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel, welcome to my house.
Go inside Ty Pennington's pad.
We've got a nice outdoor shower. I've grown big enough hedges that the neighbors don't see me in the nude.
How he renovated his home with tips you can use in yours.
It's fun to repurpose in your own home, which means you don't have to buy anything.
Then,
Here's our crispy bacon. Stop it.
a brand new burger topped with BEC.
What's BEC? Bacon, egg, and cheese, people.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I've shared my experience with France Eye Care. Dr. France and his team are phenomenal. I had my LASIK procedure there, and it really changed my life. I want to talk to you now about cataract surgery. Technology's really transformed it all, and you can enhance your vision while having your cataracts removed. So you can enjoy clear vision at multiple focal points. So maybe you're having trouble with night vision. Maybe you need an extended depth of focus solution. No matter what it is, France Eye Care suite of services will take care of you. Dr. France and his team of specialists at France Eye Care will guide you through the process to choose the right lens solution for your eyes. So don't let cataracts hold you back in 2021. Call France Eye Care today to find out if you qualify. Dial star 2020 from your cell phone or just give them a ring. 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
The crash on 75 is really slowing traffic. We're almost at 3.5 miles of a delay. If you are heading south of Palm Beach Boulevard to Colonial, avoid 75. Stick to Ortiz. That's going to be the best way to navigate around it. There's also a slowdown from a crash at Pine Ridge and McGregor Boulevard, only at the intersection, not a major backup for right now. A hit-and-run crash in Buckingham on Buckingham Road and Neal Road. This is as you're heading westbound towards MLK Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, thanks for a cold front passing by. Scattered rain for this morning, but eventually rain chances wrap up by the second half of the day with some slightly drier air moving in. Temperatures for your Tuesday in the 70s. Then we are back up into the 80s with a bump up in humidity for your Wednesday. Even a few spotty showers are going to be possible inland throughout the day. 80s breezy for your Thursday. Chance of rain with a cold front on Friday, and that actually sets up Lows in the 40s with some chilly weather by Saturday morning. Nice and sunny throughout the day with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Mason Classical Academy is excited to announce that they are under contract to purchase a high school campus site in North Naples. Conveniently located near I-75 and Immokalee Road, MCA seeks to open this college prep high school campus in the fall of 2021. Available tuition-free to all families, regardless of income or zip code. Mason Classical Academy's proven track record is in high demand, and this new North Naples High School campus will allow more students to receive this successful and proven model of education. The MCA North Naples campus is second to none, including fully equipped science labs, modern computer labs, and college-style classrooms. Instead of focusing on state testing, they teach students how to think, not what to think. And MCA education promotes patriotism and a true understanding of history. Do you crave such an education for your high schooler? If so, Mason Classical Academy is the answer. Learn the true, do the good, love the beautiful. Sign up to reserve a seat for your child by visiting masonacademy.com today.
I'm Harvey Massey. Where we live, there are several types of termites, and they can all cause damage to your home. Subterranean termites invade from colonies below the ground, while drywood termites fly in and infest exposed wood in your home. Both require different treatments. That's why you need Massey's Total Coverage Termite Protection. Our guarantee covers all types of termites and includes coverage for retreatment and repair of any new damage. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
There's actually a term in dating now called Fauciing someone. Do you know what that means?
No, what does it mean?
It means cutting off a relationship if you don't think that that other person is serious enough about social distancing and taking the pandemic seriously. Like, oh, I Fauci'd that guy.
I'm going to Fauci you.
That's not funny. So there's a new dating term, everybody. If you're out there in the dating universe, it's called Fauching. It's where you stop dating someone because they're not taking social distancing or other precautions seriously enough. Is that true, Jake? Jake the Millennial on his dating adventures that he has been on throughout Southwest Florida. Is that true? Do you find that you're meeting people and as you're sitting down at a date with that individual, they say, so what do you think about social distancing? And you're like, yeah, I get it. You know, I'm not really a fan of the masks or, the idea that I can't go into a supermarket and, kids not being able to go to school around the country in some areas, not like in Florida. And then all of a sudden she gets up and walks out. Is that what you've witnessed so far? That you've been Fauched at all? Okay. Maybe we start with this. Have you been dating at all? How's that? Can we start with that? We don't want to go there.
No.
Okay. We won't go there. Sorry. Sore subject. Moving on.
No.
239-479-5592. So people are getting Fauched.
My generation is very open about their whether they're Democrat or Republican, and they want to know immediately. So it's the first thing you talk about.
Boy, this opens up an interesting subject that I wonder if we maybe go there right now.
And seriously, the
Yeah.
majority of them, even if if you're not with them, it's just not gonna work out ever. And it's kind of sad because it's like, I do think that like a Democrat and a Republican could be together in a sense. I mean, it's it's possible.
All right. Well, let's do this right now. Why don't we ask that question? I'm going to talk about some topics, but I want to hear from you this morning. 239-479-5592. I'd like you to call now. I'd also like you to call at 7:50 because for Drew's College today, we've got a $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. They've got a new location at the Shops at Vanderbilt in Naples. So some great barbecue for you just for playing Drew's College. But I'd love to hear from you this morning. Maybe that's what we do this Tuesday. Here we go. Do you think there's a possibility at all that as polarized as we are as a country, that we can come together and find middle ground? Do you have, if you're a Republican, do you have Democrat friends? Democrats, do you have Republican friends? Or is it so polarized right now that you can't even show up at church, you can't show up at organizations in your community, in your clubhouse, maybe at where you live or any of these situations? Does that immediately come up? And as soon as politics come up and right versus left, Republican versus Democrat, are you finding that everything stops? Friendships stop, conversation stops, it can't happen. Or are you willing and open to having conversations with people and trying to find out more about their perspective, and you can leave that all alone and still have a friendship? I'm just trying to figure it out because yesterday I had a conversation with a good friend of mine in Salt Lake City. And I talk to her once a week. And one of the things that she talked about there was how you would drive down I-15, which is like I-75. And she said it's amazing. On one side of the highway in downtown Salt Lake, you'll see a billboard that says, thank you, Mitt Romney, for being so honest and resolute. And you're the what makes Utah so incredible. And then you'll drive just a mile down the road and you'll see basically that Mitt Romney has destroyed this country. It's awful what he did. And I don't remember the terms, but one side of the highway talking up Mitt Romney and the other side saying that he needs to get out of the Republican Party. And there's even discussion about censuring him in the state of Utah and how people are upset. This is not what we voted for. And she was saying to me how I don't know what to do because, and then she explained her concerns of the last week about what didn't happen to Donald Trump. And she believed that there should have been a conviction. And then I explained everything that was going on. And to her credit, she listened. She didn't know about some of that information. And she was willing to hear what was being said and decided that she wasn't going to take a position on it. Like she was malleable in a good way, I guess, to listen at least. But I don't know if everybody is right now. I don't know. Bill's in Naples. Bill, is that even possible? What do you find?
Chances are slim to none.
Yeah.
We've all heard the story, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. If you're not politically aligned, 20 years ago, there was a lot of truth to that. You could find common ground or you agreed not to discuss it. Nowadays, no, you pretty much lead with that right out of the box of where you stand. Best way to start the conversation is show up with either a Biden or a Trump shirt on, and that'll set the tone for the evening right off the bat.
Yeah.
You'll know whether there's a second date or not. But it does open the door for discussion. But the problem is that everybody has been so polarized with the 5-second, 30-second snippets and talking points that really it's hard to find common ground due to the fact of the people that are really into this and do their homework and do their own research are going to be prepared for an argument. if the other side is sitting there across from you and they haven't, what all they've got is talking points, it's going to be very awkward quickly if you're prepared for the battle and they're not.
Yeah.
And to your point of saying how it's nice to have someone that will at least entertain the conversation and have an open mind about it, that's good. But at the same point, that person's becoming harder and harder to find because everybody has pretty much already drawn an opinion. And I don't know, the whole reuniting thing and we all need to work together thing, I think it's kind of like the word control.
Well, and Bill, to your point, a couple of things.
Nobody's ever in control.
Yeah, and a couple of things come to mind. The first thing is when people say we need to come together how? If you are on the left and you hate the Constitution and you hate the country as it's been founded, and you think that our founders are all racist, and you think that everybody that's white is racist, and that's just the way it is, and then white supremacists equal Trump supporters, then I don't know how you find common ground with that if that's really where they stand and what they believe. So right out of the gate, if you're telling me that you're not someone who believes and wants to follow the Constitution, you like to go on your own, we're going to have a problem coming together. That's the first thing. And then the second part of it is, and listen, I got to run, but thanks for the call, Bill. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. And then the second part is, even when you have evidence of what the left wants to do in this country and what a failure it is, how many times you have people in the legacy media, local, state, or national, wherever they are, that will say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but when we've talked about defunding police, and that came up all last summer, and Black Lives Matter, the Marxists, not my words, their words, Black Lives Matter, and what they believe. And certainly I don't know how you come together with Marxists, because you would make the assumption that if you believe in a constitutional republic that we are, and in a constitution that we have, and our founders like we do, and I don't know how you come together with a Marxist, because I can't imagine that they find any place for that in their world. They don't. That's the problem. Then you see like this story about defunding the police. Defund police karma hits Minneapolis. Lawmakers approve $6.4 million to hire more cops as crime surges. City Council backed away from a proposal at the time to cut the city's authorized police force to 750 in 2022. As it turns out, the police department is bleeding officers, just 638 officers available to even work. An unprecedented number have quit or went on extended medical leave. They're out. There's only 200 now. 200 fewer than usual, excuse me. So they're like, no, this isn't what we want, the defunding the police. Hey, we've changed our mind because crime is going through the roof and now we need you. Why isn't that headline news? Why isn't now, when you hear about that and you know what's going on with Democrat-run city council members who want to dismantle police departments and replace them with Department of Community Safety and Violence Preventions to offer a holistic public health-oriented approach to law enforcement. Then you come to find out that the crime is skyrocketing and they don't know what to do, and officers are leaving and they're panicked, and they see the failure of the defund the police movement right there on display and an actual example of what is happening. Why are we not saying, okay, that's out? Done. Dismissing that. Why are we all not saying that? How do you even argue that on the left to say that, no, we should still do that when we have an example of how bad it can be when you allow that to take place? Maureen's in Fort Myers. Hey, Maureen, how are you today?
Hi, good morning. How are you today?
Good. So how are you doing with this conversation with people that disagree with you politically? What do you think about all of this?
Well, I totally agree with your last caller and his statements, but I will say that I've experienced both. We have very good friends who are Democrats, and we're able to have a nice conversation, debate. It can get a little tense, but we are able to respect each other and each other's opinions. However, I've also been called racist by Democrats. I am by far nowhere near racist. I find it completely offensive And I believe that that's the term of the day with them. You know, if you don't agree with what their thoughts are, then that's their go-to word.
Yeah.
And I think that is horrifying. I think it's destroying America from within. I mean, we are not racist people. You know, you have to give us a cause to not like you, you know, and it doesn't matter what size, shape, color you are, you know.
Yeah, and I also, and I might make the case too, Maureen, that with people that, let's say you have friends that are Democrats and discussions get heated, but you also have other things in common. And that's the key.
Exactly.
It's not, if the only thing that you have in common with somebody is politics, the conversation and your time together is dead on arrival. It's just not going to happen. But if you discover that you have always had in the past a love of something, you know, family, sports, job, whatever the case may be, if you have other things in common, you can get past the political because you always were outside of the political because you have something else in common.
But the foundation between all Americans should be the love of our country and how precious this country is and how we all deserve to fight for the life that we want in this country.
Yeah. And so their point will probably be, and thanks for the call, Maureen, I appreciate it, 239-479-5592. And then it becomes again, how do you look at this country? Like if you're on the left, what do you think about this country? Do you look at it the way we do? If I use the word patriots, are you offended by that? All right, let's see. We've got Margaret's in Buckingham. Hey, Margaret.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a 24-year-old who grew up, you know, I'm born and raised in Florida, and my 24-year-old was as well.
I've got that's funny because I have a 24-year-old myself. He's standing right in front of me over there, Jake the Millennial. Tell me, you almost described him to a T. Go ahead.
Well, mine, you know, born and raised here, right? In the country out here, and you know, just traditional conservative values. Yeah. Goes to school in Minnesota in St. Paul at a small private college. Yeah. Now she went from being a conservative teenager to now is a he, and you know, completely. I mean, like marched in the middle of a highway when Trump won in 2016, and just, I mean, has lost her mind. Like she, the only way that she will even be a part of my life now is if we don't talk about anything and we don't discuss anything. I mean, it's crazy. It's like we used to teach our kids to debate and to think for themselves. And now it's like they go off to these places and they just, I mean, she basically came home and told me that I raised her to be a systemic racist. I'm like, what?
Well, it's a great point that you're making, that there was a time, and I'm looking at the time, and unfortunately we got to run, Margaret, but thanks for the call there in Buckingham. But what a great point. There was a time when we were teaching our kids to debate. That was a big part of our education, was to debate individuals, to get into groups, small groups. You come up with a point, they come up with the counterpoint, and you debate the issues, and then at the end of the day, you go out and play kickball. You know, we got to figure out how we get back to that more. All right, 239-479-5592. As I'm looking at the time right now, it is time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We're going to see if you earn a PhD. And right now, we'll take caller number 9, because the 9th caller not only will play Drew's College, but also will get a $50 gift card. A $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. They've got a brand new location at the shops in Vanderbilt in Naples, and you can get some great barbecue. So caller number 9 right now at 239-479-5592. You'll play Drew's College, and you'll get that $50 gift card. Next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out what's happening with traffic in just a bit, but we'll get to all of that coming up in Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
And honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel, welcome to my house.
Go inside Ty Pennington's pad.
We've got a nice outdoor shower. I've grown big enough hedges that the neighbors don't see me in the nude.
How he renovated his home with tips you can use in yours.
It's fun to repurpose in your own home, which means you don't have to buy anything.
Then,
Here's their crispy bacon. Stop it.
a brand new burger topped with BEC.
What's BEC? Bacon, egg, and cheese, people.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. These days, a statement like that might get you banned from Twitter. Who said it? That radical Thomas Jefferson. I'm Lori Roman, president of the American Constitutional Rights Union, and this is a Live Free Minute. After more than 200 years of enjoying free speech, the current cancel culture has Americans fearful of expressing themselves. The First Amendment to the Constitution was written to stop the government from infringing on the God-given right of every American to express their views. We pledge that we will not remain silent. Please join ACRU in standing up against cancel culture, because without free speech, we can't live free. This Live Free Minute is brought to you by American Constitutional Rights Union, a national nonprofit organization in Naples, Florida. If you'd like to learn more about our work, visit livefreeminute.org. livefreeminute.org.
This is Lois. At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
We are rainfall experts. More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now. Sorry, I'm too busy. We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
We weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
On the next Drew Barrymore show,
I'd reached a point where I was kind of at the end of my rope.
Ricki Lake opens up about her very private battle.
I was struggling with hair loss.
You're going to inspire people. Plus, Hiram Yarbrough on secrets to smoother skin. Oh, I need that. Your pores disappear. And you know, once you get a pore, you're done. All new Drew.
Drew, today at 3 on Wink.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Lou. Lou's in Estero. Hey, Lou.
Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Lou. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD and your associate's degree question. Lou starts right now. Hey, Lou, how often are American presidential elections held?
Every 4 years.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's degree. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Can you name the 3 branches of the United States government?
The executive, the legislative, and the judicial.
Say that again?
Executive, legislative, judicial.
Yeah, it is correct, sir. Okay. You got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Can you explain or give me one thing that the judicial branch actually does?
You mean like legislating from the bench nowadays?
No. But you know, you get a ding for that because it was funny. No, but seriously, what the judicial branch, like, what do they do?
they're supposed to interpret the laws of the Constitution.
Review laws, explain laws. Yeah, resolve disputes. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. That is correct. That is a master's degree for you. All right, let's see if you get a PhD on this question. Listen carefully. 1996. Remember that year?
Yeah,
Remember?
I was around.
Yeah, Bill Clinton's running for president, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember who the GOP presidential candidate was in 1996?
Honestly, no.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. No, I can't give you. It's Bob Dole. Bob Dole. Remember Bob Dole?
Yeah, the pineapple guy. I remember him.
The pineapple. No, not the pineapple guy. It had nothing to do with pineapples.
Dole, pineapple?
No. Yeah, well, that just because somebody... No. Okay. Anyway, congratulations.
Association thing, Drew.
There's no association. Well, you should have. Okay. Congratulations. You got a master's degree today on Drew's College, Lou, and you got yourself a $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. It's right there at the shops at Vanderbilt on Vanderbilt Beach Road. It's their newest location, and so grab yourself some food, Lou. Stay right there, okay, my friend?
Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful day.
You do the same.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
What will my new car be worth 3 years from now? I've been asked this question many times over the years. Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. It's a valid question, and it's no secret. The value goes down the minute you drive it off the lot. 3 years later, well, you can cut that original value in half. Yeah, I've never enjoyed breaking this news to my customers until now. That's because at Naples Nissan, the value does not go down. Wait, what? That's right. If you're currently driving a 2014 or newer vehicle with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you bought it from, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it. Yes, we'll actually pay you the same price that you paid for it 3, 4, 5 years ago, so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Go to NaplesNissan.com for full details, get the original MSRP for your trade-in, and drive your new Nissan home today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. More than a month after the deadly Capitol attack, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says Congress will create a 9/11 type commission to investigate. A continued drop in new coronavirus cases, 53,000 in the U.S. yesterday, the fewest in 4 months, with under 1,000 deaths for the first time since late November. Nursing home deaths still haunt New York's governor, who admits not giving detailed information.
COVID did not get into the nursing homes by people coming from hospitals.
But Governor Cuomo insists all COVID deaths were accounted for. His critics say his order back in March sending COVID patients to nursing homes did cause deaths. Governor Cuomo also maintains he told state lawmakers to pause an investigation while he cooperated with a federal probe. Even some of his fellow Democrats dispute that.
Senator Jessica Ramos tweeting, "At no point did the administration notify the legislator about a DOJ investigation. People died and Cuomo lied. Then he had the gall to write a book."
That's Fox's Jackie Ibanez. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slammed on I-75. Still seeing that 5-mile parking lot on the interstate. If you're heading south of Palm Beach Boulevard to Colonial, avoid it. Ortiz is also slammed because of all the diversion. So go ahead and stick to Veronica Shoemaker. It is up to speed if you're heading south of Palm Beach towards Colonial. There's also a crash reported at 82 and Daniels Parkway with reports of injury here, and traffic is slammed as well on the Daniels extension coming out of Lehigh Acres. To avoid this, stick to Colonial. That's Trip to the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, thanks for a cold front passing by. Scattered rain for this morning, but eventually rain chances wrap up by the second half of the day with some slightly drier air moving in. Temperatures for your Tuesday in the 70s. Then we are back up into the 80s with a bump up in humidity for your Wednesday. Even a few spotty showers are going to be possible inland throughout the day. 80s, breezy for your Thursday. Chance of rain with a cold front on Friday, and that actually sets up lows in the 40s with some chilly weather by Saturday morning. Nice and sunny throughout the day with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We cut out the middleman and his markups because we manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. Our new manufacturing facility has tomorrow's technology today to make sure your windows are built for Florida's extreme weather. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. From our factory to your home. Now that's Factory Direct.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
The thing about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive. We don't even need the words the Home and Auto Bundle anymore to tell you that you could save big with the ring-tailed lemur from Progressive, or that every hot peach cobbler comes with round-the-clock service and protection. And that's the thing about the goat with magic powers. You've heard a lot of ads about the sushi in Vancouver. See how much you could save with the Home and Auto with the Shaman in the Jungle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Good morning, privates! Good morning, Drill Sergeant! I mean, seriously, what a pleasant morning. The sun is shining and the birds are chirping. You seem to be in a good mood today. Astute observation.
He's probably happy because he found out Honey Nut Cheerios can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
They're even shaped like hearts. So, in lieu of the obstacle course today, I propose a nice meditative nature walk. Does that sound delightful to everyone?
Yes, Drill Sergeant! Happy Heart Shapes are back for a limited time. Learn more about Honey Nut Cheerios by picking up a box at your local store.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Anytime you want to watch the program, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to the website there. It's mobile friendly, so you can watch on your phone, on your smart device, and on the website. Also on your computer there. Facebook. Yeah, we're at Facebook. Facebook.com/DrewSteeleRadio if you want to watch as well. All right, I am always happy to have Jennifer Cabrera on with us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. You know, she's the editor of the Alachua Chronicle, contributor to Rational Ground. RationalGround.com is the website. And I'm so happy that she's getting up early with us. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I am fantastic. Trying to keep track of everything that's going on COVID related because it's dizzying sometimes when you hear some of the things that are being said as opposed to what is out there. Can I give you some of the things that are on your Twitter account that are dizzying, and maybe we can comment on this together? Is that okay? Can I go through some of this?
Sure.
Okay. So trying to figure out, are we trying to get to herd immunity? Are we getting to immunity because that's a good thing when it comes to COVID? That's where we want to be. Or is it 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, to have kids out of school? Because I don't really know how all of that goes. But when I see Dr. Tom Frieden putting out a a tweet that says, the higher the proportion of people with immunity, either through vaccination or infection, the stronger the selective pressure on the coronavirus to mutate in ways that can evade our immunity. I'm not a doctor. I play one at home, but that's a whole other story. But that doesn't seem like that's right to me. Did that seem weird to you, seeing that tweet?
Well, so I'm not a doctor either, but plenty of doctors and immunologists and all kinds of people on Twitter yesterday said that is absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
Just nonsense. If that were true, see, bacteria can do this. They can evade things. That's why they tell us not to use hand sanitizer so much and that sort of thing, because bacteria do that. But if viruses did, then all of our vaccinations would be nonsense. Would be useless.
Right.
Measles would not have been pretty much, eradicated. Smallpox would not have been pretty much eradicated. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's odd. Also, anytime I see the governor of the great state of Florida, Ron DeSantis, on the news on certain outlets, and I see his name pop up, I know what's going on. It's the attack against this state, as we're avoiding some of what's happening in maybe some other states. I don't know, I'm going to throw New York out there as an example of some of the things that Andrew Cuomo did in the state of New York when putting positive patients back into nursing homes, and what has happened, and some of the information that we're starting to find out now. But when it comes to vaccinations and vaccines and what's happening here in the state, can you give me like an overview of what our numbers are looking like, what's happening in the state, and even overall what's been happening as far as cases and deaths are concerned?
Well, sure. We're doing very well on the vaccinations. I don't really look at all the things that compare us to other states, but we've vaccinated right now about 2.3 million people, which is over 10% of the state. And 1.1 million of them have gotten the full series. And, that's really, I think we're getting up on, maybe 40% of seniors vaccinated, and it's higher in some counties. And that's really encouraging. Let's hope this continues to work. It's unclear yet whether it's having any effect on the data. We just can't tell.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody is in the same free fall that's from seasonality right now. It's just we're on the downside of the curve anyway, so very hard to tell. I could say that I watch every day the percentage of new cases that are in the 65 plus age range, and it's stayed pretty the same. So I don't know what that means, but it's got to be a good thing in the long run to get the vulnerable vaccinated, and I think DeSantis has taken the right tack there. In terms of cases, we're just in free fall. Yes, we're still finding cases because of the way we test, but the positivity rate in many counties is dwindling to right around false positive rates, and the whole state's average on false positive, not a false positive, but a positive rate is right around 7%, which is, that's about as good as it gets for the state as a whole for whatever reason.
Yeah. Now, by the way, Jennifer Cabrera joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, editor of the Alachua Chronicle, and also contributor there at rationalground.com. I wanted to ask you this too, because, a lot of times we have people that are looking at the numbers and the cases as they're going down and trying to figure out, looking at correlation and seeing all of these vaccinations taking place. But then you have some people that are confused about when we're talking about the positivity. Remember, we talked about this, I think it was last week, in the PCR test, and how there's some confusion out there as to whether or not they've changed the protocol and the numbers when it comes to the load there that you are going to take on the swab, and how you're going to come up with these the test results, and how the numbers have been lowered, or have they been? Can you explain a little bit? Because people are saying now, well, the numbers are going down because they changed the dynamics, the numbers that have to do with the PCR testing, and so that's why all these false positives are going down, so the cases are going down. But that hasn't been done, right?
Correct.
Okay.
There was some memo or something that came out from WHO, I think in January, and it said, here's some changes that should be made to the PCR test. And everybody said, oh, look, just in time for Biden to change it, to declare victory, which, by the way, he doesn't seem in any hurry to declare victory over. They seem to be wanting to extend it forever. But side point. Anyway, as far as we can, so in the United States, all the tests are authorized under emergency use authorizations. There's nobody that with a stroke of a pen can change how many cycles they're run. They would each, there's over 200 tests, they would each have to go back through the FDA. So as far as I know, only the Kansas Health Department has actually changed the number of cycles they're running. So what we're seeing is a true seasonal drop in infections. The reason we know this, we don't need to know anything about the PCR test to know this. There's two huge indications. The one that I always point people to is called CLI. It's the number of emergency department visits for COVID-like symptoms. And CDC has a graph of the national, Florida. It's dropping everywhere. So this has nothing to do with testing. This is people that show up saying I'm sick. Right. So that is your best indicator of what's going on in your community. Are people showing up saying I'm sick? And that is dropping everywhere. It's dropped from, it was on 7.9% of emergency department visits were for CLI in Florida on January 3rd. That was our peak. And we're down to 3.6% now. So that's just been a massive drop. And then hospitalizations are very similar. They peaked on January 13th in the highs, like 7,700, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And we're down to 4,700 hospitalizations for primary diagnosis of COVID. So those things have absolutely nothing to do with PCR tests.
Right.
But they're way down.
And the other thing that everybody asks, and I'm sure they say the same thing to you, is what in the world happened to the flu? Like, where is it? Where did it go? Because you have one side that's saying, Drew, come on. We know exactly where it went. It's gone because everybody's washing their hands. They're wearing masks. That's why it's gone. When people say that to you, what do you say?
I don't think anybody knows where the flu went. I have not asked a single person that claims to actually know where the flu went, but it is gone, and it's been gone before we even really knew COVID was. Before we knew the extent of COVID, before we started locking down, it's gone. Not only is it gone, did it disappear before we did anything? It's gone everywhere. It's gone in places where there's no COVID either. Like, for example, Australia, where they've pretty much kept it out with, massive border controls. Still, even when there's no COVID in the population, there's still no flu. So we don't know. We really do not know. And the main theory is a kind of a viral interference theory where one virus shuts out another. But again, if you don't have COVID, how does that make sense? I don't think anybody knows, except that viruses, there's a whole paper on how they start in Southeast Asia. And I never knew this. Did you know this? Apparently, almost all the new viruses start in Southeast Asia, and then they work their way around the world. And so what happened is maybe this year nothing started, right? So it was shut out in Southeast Asia by COVID. So it never started. And I don't know. I'm just telling you what people have told me because nobody claims to know.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, I trust you. I trust you that you're hearing this from people and nobody knows it. So that's why I'm asking you. It's like, it is fascinating because people are trying to rationalize exactly what's going on and figure it out. And like you said, nobody knows. So here's something I wanted to talk to you about because I've been passionate about this. I believe you would be or are as well. I'm going to find out in just a second. All right, Jennifer Guerrera, here we go. I am concerned about the state of Florida, and I'm concerned about when we have a legislature that may allow for some of the things that I believe would be unconstitutional. I would love to see the state legislature take on the federal government and say, no, we will not. We refuse to do anything that the federal government is going to have us do here as a state that we deem to be unconstitutional, flat out, that we are going to protect this state and we're not going to do things that are unconstitutional. It's just not going to happen. But on the other side of that, giving the government and giving the state the power to forcibly mandate vaccines or to forcibly mandate during emergencies we're going to have to revisit this, Jennifer. We're going to have to talk about this in the legislature. And dare I say, this is going to have to come out in the open, no matter how it started or when it started or what is going on with this. These emergency actions can get out of control. What do you say about that?
Oh, I think I'm very discouraged that from what I'm seeing, the legislature does not seem to be as passionate about this as we are. They need to be working on this. They need to get rid of that vaccine, that ability to mandate vaccines, and they need to be working on the ability for emergency orders and how long they can last and what constitutes an emergency. And, pushing back on all these executive orders that are coming down from the federal government. And I don't know how all that works. But I think these are what I'm seeing my local legislators just, going through their normal bills. And I'm like, this is so important and it needs to be done and it needs to be a top priority. And I think the governor realizes that to some extent, which is pushing some of it, which I need to tell your listeners about something called FWAMI. Do you guys know about FWAMI?
About who?
FWAMI, Floridians United Against Mandated Insanity, FUAMI.org. Now, they have a petition that they're trying to get 1 million signatures on by the middle of March. And the petition at this point is to ask Governor DeSantis to remove all of the local mandates, no curfews, no mask mandates on businesses, just remove all of the local restrictions. That's the first step, is just to ask the governor to do that. And so we're trying to so please go to FUAMI.org and sign the petition there. That's a very simple thing to do if you live in Florida. It's very helpful to us, and spread the word about it. And then, but we're also going to be, once we get past that point, we also want to continue to look at all of these things, all of this emergency order stuff, all of these things that have unconstitutional requirements on Floridians.
Yeah, that's something that I've talked about with my local legislators, and I'm insisting that something be said, something be done, something be put out there to talk about this, because as you know, we know here locally the concerns that many people have about mask mandates that certain county commissioners want to put forward and have been, and we know, and you have done such an amazing job of showing mask mandates versus non-mask mandates, whether it's states or even in counties. We can do it here in the state of Florida and see how there is no difference in forcing people to do this. The school issue is such a huge, and thank goodness the governor here, we're not dealing with it the same way that they are dealing with it at a national level. But that concern about pushing back and the narrative that he has done something here that is so wrong with schools, the CDC, maybe you want to talk about that, Jennifer, the comments of the CDC and the back and forth and the teachers unions, and how it just feels like the Biden administration is just going along with the unions when it comes to having kids on a national basis going back to school, back to the classroom. We have the examples of how it works. I mean, if you're looking to find out what would happen or what the cases would be of the situation, we have the situation here in the state and the success of having kids and how important it is to have them in the classrooms. And yet we've got a federal government that and CDC that's pushing back. And then you ask yourself why. Maybe you want to comment on that.
Sure. It is so important to have schools open. And I think more kids should be in school. I think, I understand there's a big thing to offer the options now, but I think so many people are out of school out of fear, and that we should be addressing that with more leadership. But anyway, yes, Florida, as we all know, has been open since August. Sports has gone on. Nothing crazy has happened. Florida is performing overall. The fear is you put kids in school, they give it to their teachers, they give it to their families, it increases community spread. That's what the CDC is saying now. There's no evidence of that in Florida. Florida has done better than states that are far more locked down. So the national press is just ignoring that Florida has actually been in school since August. And the CDC has had school opening guidelines since last summer, which many states followed. And a lot of Midwestern states have had open schools also, and Texas has had open schools, and Georgia, a lot of the South. And so it's all been fine. There's nothing terrible has happened for schools being open. And so even last week, CDC Director Walensky was saying, oh, schools are perfectly safe. I think schools should be open. And then all of a sudden this week they come out, or Friday afternoon, I guess, they come out with, after talking to teachers unions, apparently, you have to meet all of these standards to be open. And by these standards, only 5 counties in America would have open schools and school sports at all levels. And that's just crazy because obviously all of Florida is doing it just fine. But they don't want to look at it. This has been the case all along with our public health officials, is they look at models and not data. If you look back at the data, you see that there's no correlation between open schools and community spread. There's just not. We've got tons of studies. We've got studies from all over Europe. Europe has not closed schools. In fact, schools in Norway and some schools in Sweden don't even have masks. There are mask optional districts in Florida and in Georgia and in other places in America. And again, nothing terrible happens. I mean, we have to go past open schools to not masking our kids. It's horrendous. But anyway, that's kind of a separate topic.
No, I know.
But I mean, this is what they're saying is like, you can open schools, but only if you meet all of these insane metrics and you 6 feet apart and you mask them and you contact trace. And I mean, it's insanity, although a lot of it is actually what's being done in Florida schools. But at least we're open.
Right.
So you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. No doubt. All right. Jennifer Cabrera joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You can follow her if you would like on, Parler's up and running again. So if you want to go to Parler, you can go to.
I need to start posting there.
Yes.
Again,
Yes. Jennifer Cabrera. She's a Parler there. If you want to go to Twitter, that's fine. J. Haskins Cabrera. You can follow her there as well. The editor of the Alachua Chronicle and contributor to rationalground.com, the website. And we always appreciate a few minutes, Jennifer. You're the best. We'll do this again soon.
All right. Thanks, Drew.
All right. We'll see you. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel, welcome to my house.
Go inside Ty Pennington's pad.
We've got a nice outdoor shower. I've grown big enough hedges that the neighbors don't see me in the nude.
How he renovated his home with tips you can use in yours.
It's fun to repurpose in your own home, which means you don't have to buy anything.
Dad.
Is there crispy bacon? Stop it.
A brand new burger topped with BEC.
What's BEC? Bacon, egg, and cheese, people.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. So trust our teams at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $200 off a panel replacement.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters, made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit NaplesShutter.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
True relief for back and neck pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain, or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. In some cases, fast care can be life-saving, especially for heart attacks and strokes. So don't delay or be afraid to get help if you need it. Physicians Regional Healthcare System is safe and ready to care for you, with limited entry points, screening for everyone, deep cleaning, and social distancing. We're taking extra precautions to help keep you safe. Don't put off emergency care. Visit ercarephysiciansregional.com or call 911 in an emergency.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News Traffic.
No relief on I-75. We are slammed from two crashes heading southbound. One is at MLK, the other at Colonial. The delay, it's a parking lot between Palm Beach Boulevard to Colonial. Also, Ortiz is really slowing down because traffic heading that way to avoid the interstate. Best thing you can do is stick to Veronica Shoemaker. It's the fastest option that's up to speed heading southbound. Also, a crash at the intersection of Daniels and 82 is slowing traffic on that Daniels extension. If you were coming out of Lehigh Acres, I would go ahead and stick to Colonial Boulevard. If you're heading to the interstate, that's the quickest option. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, thanks for a cold front passing by. Scattered rain for this morning, but eventually rain chances wrap up by the second half of the day with some slightly drier air moving in. Temperatures for your Tuesday in the 70s. Then we are back up into the 80s with a bump up in humidity for your Wednesday. Even a few spotty showers are going to be possible inland throughout the day. 80s, breezy for your Thursday. Chance of rain with a cold front on Friday, and that actually sets up lows in the 40s with some chilly weather by Saturday morning. Nice and sunny throughout the day with high temperatures only in the upper 60s to near 70. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Tomato
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Hi, I'm Tyler McDaniel.
And I'm Brad McDaniel.
We're the second generation of Kenmark Air.
Along with our father, Ken McDaniel, we're celebrating 25 years of service in Southwest Florida. For the next 25 days, we're offering $25 service calls, $25 maintenance, and 25% off high-quality Maytag systems.
For our 25th anniversary specials, call Kenmark Air, 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040.
And online at kenmarkair.com. License number CAC 057163.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I want to talk to you about Cathedral Roofing Innovations. They are the tile roof experts right here in Southwest Florida. Now, they've got an important message for you, for anybody at all who's had these 3 things happen. Listen up. If you answer yes to all 3, you got to call Cathedral Roofing Innovations today. Here we go. Number 1, did you file any roof damage claim to your insurance company in the last 3 years? Number 2, do you have a tile roof? And number 3, did your insurance company deny your claim or only pay for a small repair? Well, look, I know that thousands of you that are listening right now answered yes to these questions. Even if your claim was denied, there are still ways to get your new tile roof. Do not let the opportunity to increase the value of your home go by. In some cases, we're talking about $75,000 to $100,000. It's not too late. All you have to do is contact Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Go to cathedralroofingnaples.com to start increasing the value of your home now. That's cathedralroofingnaples.com.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, the phone number is 239-479-5592. You can text or you can call. After the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35, we do this thing called The Thing. And I'm just asking you what your thing is. So If you would like, leading right up to the end of the program, you can call on whatever you're thinking about. It could be COVID-related. It could be Cuomo-related. It could be Bill Gates-related. It could be defunding police. Whatever we've been talking about today. It could be whatever's on your mind. We call it The Thing, so that's coming up. Also, watch. We are streaming live every day, drewsteele.com on the website. It's mobile friendly. You can watch on your phone. You can watch on your mobile device. You can watch on the website. They're on your computer, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's, or you can go to YouTube and Facebook, both there at Drew Steele Radio. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Looked outside and it looked like somebody turned the lights off in Dallas. It was kind of weird. We just bundled up, and by the time everyone got up this morning, I was like, the power's out, stay in bed.
Just awful. Can you imagine, due to that massive winter storm, residents of Dallas have had to deal with power outages? One man who has no light or heat in his house said he's just trying to stay warm. People are doing whatever they can to stay warm for the time being. And the kind of temperatures you don't, record-breaking, -8, -12 degrees, single digits there in the state of Texas. And there's a lot of talk about these power outages. And there's a story behind the power outages. If you didn't hear about this, it's very interesting. You might want to check it out coming up in just a second.
Number 4.
So what is that? Oh, that is the sound, of people who despise the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, screaming at him, just angry as can be. Oh, no, that's quite the opposite. Oh, that actually is a delighted crowd, a large crowd, as the president, Donald Trump, dropped in on a surprised group of supporters attending a President's Day rally there in West Palm Beach. And the video showing people going crazy, loving the fact that the former president in the backseat of the vehicle, surrounded by cheering supporters, holding American and pro-Trump flags, chanting USA. That sounds like a large group of individuals that, want to see nothing more than the former president out of the GOP and out of the thoughts of the GOP, and we need a new GOP. That's right. We need to go back to the good old days when Mitch McConnell did... Hey, has Mitch McConnell ever did anything at all in all the time he's been there? I'm asking for a friend.
Number 3.
We played this video with every single senator in the United States Senate on the Democratic side and every single House manager who was there saying the word fight aggressively, showed a big montage of Senator Warren doing it. And it's this hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's definitely the hypocrisy. And that was yesterday. It was David Schoen who was talking about the arguments that are being made against the House impeachment managers. He was on Hannity's program last night after the acquittal, the second acquittal, part 2 of the Senate impeachment trial there against the president. And look, I'm making the argument that if you really want to talk about the word fight and everything, he was showing videos and just making a fantastic case against those House impeachment managers. And there's another story about that as well that we've got coming up in just a second.
Number 2.
The Biden emergency COVID package includes some temporary measures the White House hopes become too popular to simply let them fade away. It is part of a deliberate White House strategy, deal with the current COVID emergency in a way that makes some dents in a systemic problem, income inequality.
Oh, you mean like never letting a crisis go to waste? Do me a favor, everybody on the left, please don't tell us that the left in this country and Democrats do not let a crisis go to waste and do things like what John King said there on CNN yesterday, admitting to everybody's face that this stimulus package has politics all over it. It's not about helping Americans that need help because of government policies that have destroyed their businesses, destroyed their ability to pay mortgages and to feed their family. No, it's not about that. It's about not letting the crisis go to waste, income equality. We have to address this. And so that's what part of this is. Putting something into the system of government and getting it so rooted in there that there's no way that you're going to be able to take it. Man, that is like a lesson in what happens in Washington, D.C. You pass horrible policies detrimental to the success of the country. And then when you have a new administration come in, seeing what has happened, what are you going to do? You're going to take that money away from those people? You're going to take that care away from those people? You're going to take their insurance away from them? How dare you do that, you evil... You see how it works.
Number one.
Apologize. Look, I have said repeatedly, we made a mistake in creating the void. We made a mistake in creating the void. When we didn't provide information, it allowed press, people, cynics, politicians to fill the void.
Oh, yeah, that's the New York Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo yesterday. Yeah, he was admitting that the administration should have supplied more information to the public and done so faster amid this whole growing scandal that's going on. No. It wasn't about the fact that he had policies that put COVID-positive patients back in nursing homes, thus killing individuals in those nursing homes with more numbers coming out to suggest that the numbers are even higher than what has been suggested, 9,000 plus. No. The problem was we didn't get information out there, and so that void was empty. And so you evil right-wing politics, not Democrats, what a slip of the tongue that was, evil Democrats, that doesn't happen. No, you evil Trump supporters, you filled this void and said all this nasty stuff about us and made me look bad. Yeah, that's the excuse, that's the answer from him.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
No, really, it's about blaming everybody else but Andrew Cuomo. And look, when you have a willing legacy media to go along with it, why not? Heck, why not do it to all? Why stop? Why stop? Why not say things like, it's for-profit nursing homes. They're the problem. It's the for-profit business.
Our focus, I believe, is going to be on the for-profit nursing homes. Hospitals, low-performing hospitals, but also in the for-profit nursing homes. I have long believed that there's a tension in a for-profit nursing home because those institutions are trying to make money.
Oh, that's all. The hospitals make money? Like just a regular hospital. Do they make money, or is it just are there for-profit hospitals? I'm just asking. I'm just trying to figure out his logic. I'm trying to see how this works. Again, it's Andrew Cuomo yesterday with a horrific press conference. Who's taking some of? We had some fault here, but man, did you see everybody else? Do you see what these nursing homes are doing? Did you see what people were stressed. Listen to this audio here.
Quick on the nursing home data, was there not the capacity in DOH to fulfill both the DOJ request and the legislature's request at the same time?
Yeah, you got the DOJ and the DOH. You have all this request for information. People wanted information. They want to know about the nursing homes. They wanted to know about the cases. They want all this information. You couldn't do both at once. You couldn't handle giving information to the DOJ and the DOH putting out that information as well. No way you can handle this. Is that your suggestion? One reporter asks him.
They focused on the DOJ request. Steve, they were dealing with everything at the time. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, job one for the past year has been dealing with the crisis of the moment, right? Dealing with whatever the issue is. Today it's variance of interest. Today it's sorting out the vaccination system.
A lot going on.
Every day it has been something.
A lot going on.
And that was given priority. In retrospect, should we have given more priority to fulfilling information requests? In my opinion, yes. Yes, and I think that's what created the void. But do I understand the pressure that everybody was under? Yes.
Okay. We're all under pressure. This state was under pressure. Every state was under pressure. We're still under pressure. I guess New Yorkers can't handle pressure. Is that what you're saying? Again, I'm just asking. So Andrew Cuomo doing his best to spin out of a horrible situation that more and more information is coming out about what he did and did not do and how he handled the nursing homes during the coronavirus pandemic. And you have a Biden administration and others who are trying to focus on Governor DeSantis in the state of Florida here and and what we've been able to accomplish, we should be set up for the rest of the country to look as an example of what to do. And yet, you probably didn't hear a whole lot about Andrew Cuomo's comments. Here's some other news you probably didn't hear a whole lot about, as I brought this up just a little earlier. The irony of what is happening right now in Texas and their massive power outage. I mean, it's horrific to think that there are people that are in negative numbers in single digits there in Texas, and for 24 hours plus have not had power. How are they heating their homes? How are they taking care of their families? It is disturbing, but there's also this part of the story. You have a state who decided that with all the fossil fuel availability that they have in the state and the success of natural gas and the like, both crude oil, natural gas, the state accounted for 41% of the nation's crude oil, 25% of the marketed national gas production. 30 petroleum refineries in Texas were able to process about 5.8 million barrels of crude a day. I mean, we're talking about success, right? But how about this? Texas leads the nation in wind-powered generation and produced about 28% of all the U.S. wind-powered electricity in 2019. They decided that they were going to move to wind turbines, producing electricity, more electricity than both of the state nuclear power plants since 2014. Guess what happened? They literally froze. The wind turbines are frozen stiff. They don't tell you that part. That the reason why the grid has gone down is not because of power lines falling. It's because of the wind turbines that can't provide the power because they're frozen. Knocking out 12,000 megawatts of energy production. Wind farms in Texas typically generate up to 25,000 megawatts of energy, almost half of which is currently out of production as the state works to thaw out the turbines. Germany has the same problem. Germany tried to go green and do the same thing with turbines and solar panels, and their solar panels are covered so thick in snow that they're losing energy as well. This push to go green, they didn't think about this. And, listen, forgive me. If we just tackle climate change and are serious about it, then we won't have these problems anymore. It'll never, ever, ever be these temperatures in the state of Texas ever again. We won't have to worry about it. Those wind turbines will work to perfection. That's all we have to do. We need to spend more money on that and eat fake meat and stuff. I think that's what, isn't that what Bill Gates said? Right? He wants to change every aspect of the economy while we dine on fake meat. $35 billion a year on climate and clean energy research. That's what we have to do. We've got to eat something that doesn't looks like meat but isn't actually meat. Right in the 60 Minutes interview, that's what he was talking about avoiding a climate disaster. So Bill Gates wants to do that by, he's got a lot of money. You can't spend all of that money. I mean, he's got billions, right? You go first. How about you putting that out there? I don't know how much. Maybe he spends billions. I don't know. But Bill Gates is going to save the world and the wind turbines. So that's good. Here's something else that was interesting in some of the audio that we were playing. And I wanted to get to this before we go to break. 239-479-5592, and it was this. This Red State article about, Nancy Pelosi wants to have, who is it? Fang Swalwell wants to have a 9/11 style commission. We got to do this in order to find out and investigate January 6th. We have to keep this going. Trump has to be in the news for all the wrong reasons because people understand the kind of support that he has, the kind of things that he was able to do when he was in office, and it's provable and tangible for everybody across the board. Everybody found success in the policies of the former president, and that drives the left crazy. Can't have that. Can't have another a term of the president in 2024. So we have to keep this alive by doing a 9/11 commission. But is there more to that? Keeping the attention on Trump and January 6th and not on Nancy Pelosi and Muriel Bauer, the mayor of D.C. What am I talking about? Well, there's an article in Red State that talks about the facts that Dems didn't want to come out and why they caved on witnesses in impeachment trials. So why was that? Why is it that they were all gung-ho about bringing out witnesses against the former president with regard to impeachment and January 6th? And there were others that were saying, hey, listen, if you want to do that, we'll bring hundreds of witnesses. As a matter of fact, it was Mark Meadows who was explaining on Hannity's program that they did, in fact, talk about National Guard before January 6th, and they left it open for Nancy Pelosi and Mayor Bowser to go ahead and have them there. And they made the choice, the conscious choice, not to bring in National Guard. That's why the Trump legal team, Lindsey Graham and Cruz, Senator Cruz, said that neither Pelosi nor Mayor Bowser requested the additional help beforehand. It was open. He wanted the National Guard troop, and they decided that they were not going to entertain the offer. A timeline that even shows that Trump approved the Guard on January 3rd. Also shows they offered a quick reaction force from the National Guard, but Bowser on January 5th said that she needed no further support. It's all out there. Nobody got a chance to hear it because they shut it down pretty fast when all that information was going to come out. It's weird how you try to incite a riot at the Capitol, and at the same time you're authorizing Guard to show up and even encouraging 10,000 to be delegated. That's not really what you do during an insurrection, is it? But you keep that narrative going. You keep this going long term because more and more information will come out. Now, the legacy media won't talk about it, but we will. All right. 239-479-5592. Hey, Glenn Beck is next. Lots to hear about today. Of course, the talk about what's going on with weather across the country. It is some kind of awful. We know that, of course, here in Southwest Florida, looking good. So let's find out how the remainder of the forecast today for us here in Southwest Florida is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
After starting with scattered areas of morning rain, eventually, as we hit the second half of the day, that will wrap up. Some slight